6 months, I think people are going to come around to the fact that it's all about the customer again, and this disjunctive, dysfunctional targeting where you have search in one silo and display in another and the client's website all managed separately is going to start to come together. It's going to be driven by clients who begin to use the technology to recognize prospects and customers and track them throughout the purchase cycle and use the right media to push them along to purchase.
The future of digital media is about reaching the right people, and that's why we're hearing so much about audiences. An audience, understanding your audience, understanding what their interests are, their intent, who they are. This has been what advertising has been about since the beginning of time. We finally now, with digital, have the opportunity to really understand the consumer and make sure that the messages we deliver to them are relevant.
I think the big thing is, as all of these different channels are being opened up through data, through ad networks, through syndication, through distribution, through all sorts of third-party partnerships, distribution is essentially commoditized and scale is completely commoditized. Everyone has pretty much as many impressions as they need to have. So the question becomes, how do you maintain premium positioning? How do you articulate premium value? And how do you go to market in a really powerful way that really conveys the value of context and brands so that advertisers still appreciate the value of a high quality environment and an audience for their marketing messages?
I think that we're seeing a lot of social media marketing models starting to get fleshed out. I think with the trends we're seeing a lot more marketers on the brand side starting to figure out how to look at social media very holistically, and I think that's going to change what's being done today from a very tactical, here's an ad buy on a certain social network, to a much broader, more integrated approach, and that's going to be a huge force going forward for the industry.
I always say it's all about data. So data will drive everything, or at least most of the things, and for us it's basically good news. This is what we do, data exchange for targeting, intent, demo, anything that can help you in this type of economy, boost your performance, get better access to your audience.
If you're asking about the future of digital media, we in the digital out-of-home space are really looking forward to how social and mobile will actually be integrated into physical environments like doctor offices, like convenience stores. If you're doing a program for meals, be able to leverage the work that you're doing on Facebook inside the convenience store environment, or being able to do a Twitter program for Forward Focus targeted females and target into pediatrician and OBGYN offices. There's a great opportunity to leverage a lot of what's going on the internet side of things, leverage the other parts of the new media triad in mobile and digital out of home, and really take your message out into the real world.
So we're talking about the integration between mobile, digital out of home, social, and I think that more and more as people have smarter devices in their hands, that's going to be central to this integration, because I think that mobile device is going to be what is going to be the centerpiece. So you can snap something online or out of home, and you can have it all in your palm top and then click to buy right from the palm top. So I think that's a major theme and something that we're going to be hearing a lot about today.
The future of digital media is ultimately going to be one-to-one communication and addressable media, I think, whether it's through the TV, whether it's through the PC. We're leaving signatures every place, and advertisers need to figure out how to leverage that and start talking to me or you as an individual versus an impression.
We're going to see a consolidation around data attributes, and we're going to see a company or series of companies come out with a Rosetta Stone approach of trying to amass all of these data points into a place that can be integrated and bought and sold at scale. All of these data points are pointing towards the same audience, and so audience identification and audience segmentation and audience rationalization and Rosetta Stone-ation of data is where I see the marketplace going, as it has to, because otherwise we're going to have more fragmentation than we do today, and nobody's going to know which end is up with regards to who provides great data for prospects or for remessaging or behavioral or to take your pick.
So I think the future of digital advertising is really in marrying the demand of the advertisers and the supply in a much more efficient manner. I think it's dropping the barriers for transactions that are occurring today, and it's about electronic IOs, it's about exchanges, and it's about people being able to see that true value of every impression in real time in an area where it's simple, easy, and and transparent for both the advertiser, the publisher, the network, and the exchange.
It's plastic disposable handguns. Next 6 months, I think social connections are going to play a fairly large role in that. I'm about to get on a panel and moderate a panel about how birds of a feather flock together, and I think that's part of the future of digital marketing as it goes forward.
More and more, we're all focused on social media. What people are understanding social media is about people. It's not about platforms. It's not about necessarily just the technology, but it's about the people that's behind it all. And so as we do that, campaigns will change, metrics will change, how you engage with those people will change. So you'll have companies that are building great technology to engage those people, and you have some basic companies doing the blocking and tackling of already talking to them and just understanding what they do. What you do with that continually is going to be about what you're asking those users to do. You can't just send messages to them. You can't just say, okay, here's a group of people, I'm going to throw an ad in front of them. What I'm going to do is ask them for something, ask them what they think of my product, ask them to tell me if they're going to go to my movie this weekend, or I'm going to make their current day better by offering them something.
One thing I really believe in, people targeting or in content. I think it's going to be very important. With the likes of Lotamy here, 33 plus, and of course Media 6 Degrees. I think we're all on the right track to look at the importance of people and communities and friendships and bring that to brands. And I think and all of us have seen quite a lot of success over the years, but it's going to really resonate to a lot of the major brands moving forward. And essentially, I think that's where media is going to start focusing around is people and who are the people that are most likely going to buy your product. And those are actually people that are already using your product, but who's their community.
The way digital advertising is going to be integrated and grow is through traditional media. Add-ons that are actually going to become the tail that wags the dog. And it's not going to happen immediately, but in terms of the future, I continue to see great innovation. I think video is going to take off much more than rich media. I see design being limited and copy as well. So I think video is going to be one of the latest apps. I don't want to say the killer app, but that's it in 25 words.
I'd say the biggest part of it is really going to come down to a lot of the data plays that are happening, and just nailing down what data is valuable, how it can be used by publishers, networks, and different people in the ecosystem to provide better solutions for the advertisers on the demand side, but then also for the publishers. Who's going to take my data, safely use it for my consumers, and then also provide me with the most revenue. So the data is a big piece, I think. And then the other thing is there's so many kind of exchanges being created, private exchanges, agency exchanges. The big exchanges are out there. So there's a lot happening there that'll probably cause a lot of fragmentation to occur initially, but I think those two are the big plays for next year to figure out what's really going on.